So let me give you kind of my best practices, and then I'll take you on a funny tour and show you where I've been doing the podcast. And then if you guys have questions, I'm open to anything you want. So best practices as you are doing newscasts for school, or you're doing interviews, or you're just doing regular Zooms. I would make a checklist, because the more you have going, the more likely you are that you are going to forget things. So when I get the laptop fired up to get ready for my day of doing my anchoring from home, first thing I do is I go into my notifications and I select do not disturb, so that when I'm on live, you're not going to be hearing email alerts or text messages, that kind of thing coming in. That is at the top of my list. I would make a list of whatever equipment that you know you need. So for me, I know that I need my laptop, my audio, I need my light, I need cookbooks. All these laptops are set up on cookbooks. They're set up on stuff. I'll take it off the tripod one more time. My setup here, I have a fancy light and I have a nice microphone, but I also have a whole stack of cookbooks. And I know exactly how many cookbooks it takes to put that laptop up so that I'm set up. And I know that this box is usually good enough for that one to prop it up and get it just right. And I know that if I leave this on the counter, that you will typically not be able to see it in the frame of my shot that's going out on KCRA 3. So have a list of the equipment that you need, especially until it becomes just like second nature and you can do it in your sleep and you don't have to think about it. I mean, I can get all this stuff set up now in probably, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes. If faster if I need it to, but it usually takes me about that much time. Next thing is to set it up and test it out. So get your gear all set up, test it, make sure everything is good. If you initiate a Zoom or a Skype and you hear a little echo or you hear a funny sound, it will be on the recording. Hands down, it will. Redial. There is nothing easier than redialing. And again, your job is to make that person look good. They're not going to care if you take a few minutes to do that. Look at your background, whether that is a virtual background or a real background. Just make sure that you've looked at your background, looked at your lighting, and that everything's the way you think it should be. Be on time for those appointments. And being on time, and I tell my boys this all the time, being on time means being early. I'm getting eye rolls, but it does. Because you don't want somebody showing up to the Zoom room and you're not even there yet. So make sure you are there. Be sensitive to the people in your house who don't want to be on the TV. That's why I'm here, so that I don't have to worry about somebody doing something behind me. But that also means, you know, being sensitive to the people in your house, like maybe letting them know, hey, I'm going to be on in about 10 minutes. Could you keep it down? Or could you take care of the dog or whatever? So be sensitive to the people who are around you because they're not necessarily choosing, in my case, to live in a TV studio, although that's kind of what they're doing these days. Have a plan B. This is the most important thing in journalism. Things are going to go wrong. So you have always got to have a plan B. So if my light goes out, then what? Maybe I move closer to the window. Maybe I know that I can move to another room where natural light might work better. Maybe I'm moving outside. Always have kind of a plan B of how you're going to get around things. And then the last thing I will tell you is accept the fact that there are some days where it just isn't working. You're going to have some days where it just doesn't work. Something's not great. Something goes wrong. You mess up. You're just not into it. Sometimes days are just like that. So just resolve to troubleshoot with what you could have done better and then try to do better the next time. I have been able to interview people all over the country because I now have the ability to interview them through Zoom. I have seen people who went viral on Facebook and thought that'd be a great story. For example, the woman who really made those chalk fitness things that everybody was doing a couple months ago. Do you remember when everybody started doing those like chalk fitness, like hopscotch things outside? That all came because of this woman, Jody Baptiste, who is a teacher. She teaches special needs kids in Phoenix. She drew this sensory chalk walk and it went viral, had 1 million views in like 24 hours. And she was just a teacher who had thought to share this YouTube video, and then people started sharing it because they needed it. And I sent her a message on Facebook thinking there's no way she's going to see this, and I'm sure everybody's trying to talk to her. Well, within 2 hours on a Monday when I sent that message, not only had she messaged me back, within 3 hours, I had done a Skype interview with her. I went out with some chalk, I drew chalk stuff on my, on the driveway. Knew some neighborhood kids would go through it. I went and shot a whole bunch of stuff on my own. And I had a story within a couple of hours featuring a woman who had just gone viral because I sent a note and I asked. So people, you have this incredible ability to reach out to almost anyone you want to talk to right now. And chances are they'll say yes. And chances are they know how to do it because everybody knows how to Zoom and Skype now. If they didn't know in March, they all know now. And trust me, they didn't know in March because when I would ask them to do interviews and I said, what's your Skype name? 8 people out of 10 couldn't figure out how to do Skype. They couldn't remember how to do it. Now everybody can, and everybody can Zoom. And you guys are doing so much on Zoom. So be an innovator right now. There's no wrong. This is like a wild west of exploration and innovation and creativity. And there is no wrong right now. There really isn't. So go have some fun and learn how to be the next generation of storytellers. And I can't wait to see what you guys come up with.